Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to another Real Madrid review. Real Madrid nil, Rayo Vallecano nil. I mean, it's a very disappointing result, to take away, just a point. When realistically we look at this kind of fixture, we should really be getting on 3 points. Like, we have to be getting 3 points from this, and it's very disappointing to not. Of course, we'll talk more about that later on, but um, overall, result wise, it isn't good, but the performance was arguably the best we've seen this season so far. Because if you look at the stats, right, the first part is the stats. Of course, stats don't mean anything if you don't go and win. But in terms of stats, right, we had 22 shots to 4, and we had 5 shots on target to 0. We had more shots on target than they had shots in general. We had 64% possession. We had way more passes. Our pass accuracy was way better. In terms of defensively, 12 tackles won, a 63% successful tackle rate. Um, and yeah, I mean, overall, it was just really um, poor in terms of the result, but the performance, I thought it was the best performance of the season. I thought I haven't seen a match like this season yet, where Real Madrid go out there, dominate for 90 minutes, and control the ball, playing passes, get some really good shots off. I mean, it was a great few saves from the keeper, Dimitrievski. But I mean, it just didn't really pay off. Now, this is why I feel more appreciative when Real Madrid win by 1 or 2 goals. Because when Real Madrid win and they win 1-0 or 2-1, everyone is saying, even me sometimes, that it wasn't convincing and it wasn't good. But in this situation, would I rather a poor performance and 3 points or a great performance and 1 point, which is the exact same that happened today against Rayo? I would definitely say, you know what, give me the 3 points. I don't care if we had 1 shot on target the whole game. I don't care if we had 7 shots in general the whole game. Just take the 3 points. Of course, you want to be playing well and getting the results. That is what top teams do. But even though we're not playing well, we want to get the results. But it seemed like today the tables flipped and we played well. And we played really well. But the result was poor. We just couldn't find the back of the net. And it's more disappointing. It's way more disappointing than getting a poor performance but a good result. Um, let's give some credit to Rayo Vallecano as well, because they came to the Santiago Bernabeu and they concurred and they really played very well defensively. Like I said, I thought Dimitrievski, the keeper, man of the match, definitely. Um, I would say genuinely, like, overall, in terms of man of the match. I thought that going forward they really didn't have much, but they just needed their keeper. Realistically, I only saw their keeper really involved. Um, but yeah, let's just give them their credit because they came and they got a draw. They got a point, and you can clearly tell how much it means to him, the goalkeeper. It's a clean sheet. It's a clean sheet at the Santiago Bernabeu. It's a clean sheet against Real Madrid, and it's a point. It's a deserved, hard worked point that they had to suffer a lot. They had to endure, but they did. And you gotta just hold your hands up and say fair play to them. Really. But let's talk about Real Madrid. Because yeah, good performance, but we just weren't clinical. I mean, Joselu had the chance, to score. Valverde had a chance to score. Fran Garcia had a chance to score. Rodrigo came on, had a chance to score. I mean, it tells you a lot when Fran Garcia has had an opportunity to score. But overall, were we clinical enough? I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, that starting 11, I thought was pretty alright. Kepa and goal, of course. The back four remained pretty much unchanged. Midfield trio, Camavinga started, Modric started, Valverde obviously, Bellingham, Vinicius, he started Joselu instead. You kind of understand why Joselu might have started because of the physicality he offers compared to Rodrigo. But I thought that maybe if Rodrigo started, maybe it would have been different. But overall, we had many chances. We had thrown many you know chances. We threw the kitchen sink at Rayo Vallecano, but they blocked it. So you can ask, what more can we do? But what more can we do is by being more clinical. That's what we can do. So look, we have to just move on now. We have to realistically just you know not think too much about this result and move on. I mean, I want to shout out Girona, by the way, because they're currently top of La Liga, and it hurts seeing us behind Girona. No disrespect, but they deserved it. I mean, they've had 10 wins, a draw, and a loss to Real Madrid, but they've just been more clinical. They've just been better overall so far. They've won one more, and they've drawn less. So that's 2 points. Really simple, really. So they're top with 31 points. Real Madrid behind 29. Barcelona 27, Atletico with 25, but they have a game in hand. Of course, the big result was Atletico Madrid losing to Las Palmas away. Barcelona picked up a late win against Real Sociedad, and Girona won, of course. So realistically, the title race, I would say, is pretty much on, because look, everyone's gonna say Real Madrid, Barcelona, or Atletico Madrid, but Girona are definitely there. They are definitely there. If they're not in a title race, I expect them to be in the top 4 race at least. I think they are definitely a team that we should look out for in the top 10, top 4, sorry. But that's that. Lastly, I saw many. Once again, this has happened. Many people saying that Jude Bellingham is an arrogant player. I mean, I'm not gonna say anymore because this is ridiculous. But in which way, right? Is a player scoring a crazy amount of goals, who is humble, but the fans love him. The fans hype him maybe a little bit too much. I will agree. But how does that make the player arrogant? I mean, if you say he's being overhyped a little bit, I would agree. But to say that he, is arrogant as a person, as a player, I think that it's just ridiculous. Come on. I think even if you're a Barcelona fan, even if you're an Atletico Madrid fan, even if you're a Girona fan, that is ridiculous. That's just ridiculous, right? So I just wanted to say that because I found it pretty funny reading through the tears, really, from Barcelona fans, Atletico Madrid fans, all them lot. However, now we just have to move on. We've got in the midweek Braga at home, and then next weekend Valencia at home. So 3 home games now in a row. Pretty doable. I mean, I say that, but I really thought that we would have beaten Rayo Vallecano. But you know what? We just have to keep our heads high, move on. Obviously, it's only been 12 games so far in the Liga this season. So we just have to really just move on, not think too much about this, not let this affect us emotionally, and just look forward. Because if we can just keep focusing on winning, we should be alright. But it's a poor result, but we move. But I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hit the button state, subscribe to the channel on already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.